president. She will be speaking from the advanced manual storytelling. She will be giving project number 1, the folk tale. The title of her speech is Big John and the Devil's Daughter. Sounds very intriguing. And the objective of her speech are to tell a folk tale that is entertaining and enjoyable for a specific age group, and also to use vivid imagery and voice to enhance that tale. Help me welcome Kate Colson.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. The folk tale is an oral storytelling art that was developed by oppressed peoples to share their fears and their hopes with one another. A folk tale was told over and over. It evolved with time. And folk tales began to change and ebb and flow as they did. And certain parts of them would come up and be common. For instance, the name John was often a person named John in the folk tale who was bigger than life. He came from the community. He was able to overcome difficult times. He gave people hope. Big John and the Devil's Daughter is a wonderful folk tale. It goes back in time. Big John was known as Big John the Conqueror. John the Conqueror is what they called him. Now Big John was needing some labor. He needed some labor because he needed some work. And he heard that he could get it from the devil. So he went looking for the devil, and he found out the only way to get there was to find the old witch. Find the old witch he did. And he said to the old witch, "How do I get to the devil?" And she said, "Well, you fly on my big eagle. You see my big eagle over there? My big eagle will fly you to the devil." How much it cost, he said? She said, "It cost meat." Meat? How much meat? Well, she said, when my eagle screeches, you got to give him a quarter of meat. So I think 3/4 meat. That's what it cost. So Big John went off, and he bought some meat. 3/4 of meat and put it in his backpack, came back, and he jumped up on the eagle's back. She said to him, "Now remember, when he screeches, you better feed him." He said, "Yes, ma'am," and they took off. They fly a mile. They fly 5 miles. They fly 1,000 miles. They flied, and finally the eagle commits to screeching. And he reached in his backpack, and he threw him some meat. And he gobbled it, the eagle gobbled it back down, and they kept it flying. They flew 2,000 miles. They flew 3,000 miles. Finally, they'd gone 5,000 miles, and the eagle commenced to screeching again, and he reached in his backpack and threw him 2 more quarters of meat. Well, the eagle seemed to be consumed and was comfortable, and they kept it flying, and then they started to come in for a landing. The eagle swooped around in a circle, came closer to the earth, so that John could jump down right off the eagle on the ground. And then she was there, the devil's daughter. "Who you be?" she said. He said, "I be Big John, I'm looking for labor. I'm looking for the devil. Can you take me to him?" She said, "Sure, he's my daddy. But you don't want to do no labor for him." "Why?" said Big John. "Well, because others have come and they worked for him, and he killed them." "Killed them," he said. "Why would he kill them?" "Because they couldn't do the work. They failed, so he killed them." "Well," said Big John, "I need labor and I want to meet the devil." She said, "Okay, I can introduce you to him." And there he was. The devil said, "Labor? You looking for labor? See those 60 acres? I want them clear. I want to be able to see straight across all that land, all those trees gone. Come back tomorrow morning and you do the work, but you only get a half a day. Half a day to clear those 60 acres, so you better do it too." So the devil walked away, and Big John turned to the devil's daughter and said, "Will you help me?" He was seeing she was kind of pretty. She looked at him and she said, "Sure, I'll help you." And she smiled, because she thought he was some handsome too. She left, and he came back the next morning, and he started chopping. And by about mid-morning, he chopped down 2 trees. Well, there was no way he was going to get all that cleared in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, much less a half a day. And then she was there. "Looks like you got a problem," she said. He said, sure enough. She said, I'll help you. Give me that hatchet. She taught him a thing or two. Hatchet, clear one tree, clear them all. Hatchet, chop one limb, chop them all. Hatchet, burn those limbs, or burn them all. And in a flash of light and fire, it was clear. You could see all the way across those 60 acres. Big John stepped back and said, wow. And then the devil was there. The devil said, I see you get this work done. He said, yeah, it got done. He knew that to be true. The devil said, okay, tomorrow I want you to come back, and I want you to plant those acres. 60 acres, straight and true. Plant corn. Tomorrow night, I want sweet roasted corn with my dinner. Big John said, okay, I'll do it. He went on home that night. He got prepared, came in early, bright and early to get going. And by about 11 o'clock, he had plowed 10 straight acres, true. But he had 50 more to go. And then she was there. All right, give me that plow, I'm going to help you. Took a hold of the plow and said, plow a row, plow them all. Plant a kernel, plant them all. Grow them higher than me. Just like that, there was a sea of corn, grown beautiful and green. And she turned to John, and she said, John, go pick you some corn to give to my daddy. So Daddy appeared. Before Daddy appeared, she knew while he was walking that Daddy was going to kill him anyway. He wasn't going to take this. Big John was too big for him. So she was concerned, but she figured it out. John didn't know nothing, but he was about to know what was going to happen. He came back with his corn all ready to give it to Daddy, and she said, let's get married. He said, get married? He's going to kill us both. She said, that's okay. I got a plan. I got two of the fastest horses we got. And you and I will go back to the barn tonight after Daddy's gone to bed. We'll steal those horses, and we'll ride off, and we'll get away. So that was the plan. And at midnight, sure enough, they sneaked into the barn. They grabbed those horses, and they headed out with her yelling, horses, step high. Run 1 mile, ride 10. No, ride 100. No, run 500. Step high. And they were running as fast as they possibly could. And they were making good time until all of a sudden they realized somebody was following. Daddy hadn't missed any of this. Daddy knew they'd stolen his best horses, and he was after them. And he was telling his feet, step high, run 100 miles, run 500 miles, step high. And he was coming down on them. Well, the devil's daughter said, oh my gosh, I don't know what we'll do. And John said, well, I don't know what we'll do either. We got to do something. And she said, I got a plan. You be a big gray wolf. And she turned herself into a pond with a duck on it. So when the devil came by, he didn't know it was them. He just saw this pond, and he saw this big gray wolf nipping at the duck that was swimming. As he went by, he was also beginning to groan and complain. And they heard him say, my legs is hurting. My feet's on fire. I need to go back and get my bull. He was off back to the house to get the bull. Daughter said, we got to ride fast because that bull is the meanest, nastiest bull you'll ever meet. So they rode, and they rode hard. And she ordered the horses to run even faster. But all of a sudden, who do they hear behind them? That bull is snorting and running, and the devil on his back. She turned to John and she said, I don't know what to do. He said, I don't know what to do either, but we got to do something. She said, I got a plan. Hand me that thorn. He grabbed a whole thorn bush out and threw it to her. And she said, thorn, grow one, grow all. Thorn, grow high. 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet high. Thorn, grow wide. 100 feet. No, 100 miles. No, 500 miles. And all of a sudden, just like that, there was this massive wall of thorns between them and the devil. Now the devil came up on the thorn wall thinking that he could get through it, but his bull wouldn't do it. And they heard him say, I got to go back to the house and get my hatchet. But you know what? He did go back and get his hatchet. And he did come back, summer after summer, winter after winter, hacking away that thorn wall until finally he got through. But once he got through, there wasn't a sin of the daughter. There wasn't a sin of the horses, much less Big John. Now people say John, the devil's daughter, did right fine. They farmed all over those places for years and years. They built a beautiful home, and they had lots of children. They lived happily